Hello, and welcome to my YouTube of my trip to the island of Koh Samet, Thailand, over the Christmas week of 2024. This first map is the overview map of 4 trips I took in consecutive months between November of 2024 to February of 2025 in southeast Thailand, Koh Samet shown near the center. These were the first 4 trips I took after recovering from a severe knee injury sustained in June of 2024, sufficiently to travel again. Koh Samet was the second of these trips. I started with a minibus from Ekamai bus station in Bangkok, only a 5-minute walk from the Ekamai BTS elevated train station. There is no train and very little air service to southeast Thailand, so a bus is the way to go. Get a morning bus by showing up an hour before you want to leave and buy the ticket then. They say this bus takes 3 hours to the Dan Piers for Koh Samet, but it took 4 hours. The cost was 200 Thai baht or $6 one way. The driver was friendly, and the bus made bathroom stops along the way, since minibuses don't have a bathroom on board. You can also buy snacks at these stops. Buses from Ekamai are easy to get and reliable, so it's a low hassle and economical way to travel. This map is a more close-up view of the Koh Samet region. The bus will put you off into a somewhat confusing pier area. Dan Piers are mini piers spread out over a large area, so this is the most confusing pier seen on the southeast Thailand island itinerary, as opposed to where there is only one pier servicing an island, which is usually the case. However, if you know which boat service you want to use, a free tuk-tuk will take you directly to your pier, which might be some distance away from the bus stop. The hotel you booked in advance will tell you which service to use if you call them in advance. You can usually find someone at most hotels who speak enough English to tell you this. On Koh Samet, there are direct speedboats to the many beaches on the east side of the island, usually within short walking distance to your accommodation, hence the multiple piers. You can see the many ferry routes outlined on the map. My service was the White Shark Line. I had thought the hotel told me White House Line because of the language barrier, which resulted in some confusion, but this was eventually sorted out. You have to be patient with this kind of stuff, which happens all the time here in Thailand. The White Shark boat stops first at the main Koh Samet Na Dan Pier on the north side of the island, then proceeds on to the Ao Wong Duan beach floating pier on the east side, very near the Tom Pizza Resort where I stayed. If you know your return date, buy a round-trip ticket for 450 baht, or $13.50, which is cheaper than buying 2 one-way tickets. The boat trip takes only 10 minutes to Na Dan Pier and a further 10 minutes to Ao Wong Duan. It's a large heavy boat, so the ride is short and smooth. I found a schedule for this boat online in advance, and it showed only 9:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. as departing ferry times, so I planned on arriving at the Dan Pier area by bus by noon to get the 1:30 boat. Later research showed that boats depart about every 2 hours. Return times are much more frequent, 5 boats every 2 hours. This Road Warrior boat had the steps in the bow directly down into the surf, which I had not seen before. Since I was wearing tennis shoes with socks, they let me climb over the side onto the pier, which is where they were offloading cargo anyway. There was a ranger waiting on the beach to collect the 200 baht entrance fee for the Laem Koh Samet National Park. This pass will cover any visits you make to surrounding islands, so keep it with you. Someone from the hotel carried my baggage across the sand. Koh Samet is a heavily laid-back beach party scene. There are 20 beaches on the east side of the island, with only one on the west side, and there are many resorts at these beaches, from guest houses and bed and breakfasts to 5 stars. I found the Tom Pizza Resort on Booking.com, which is the site I usually use for arranging accommodations. It is a 3-star accommodation, and although adequate, I wouldn't recommend it. Their breakfast buffet was not very good, so I usually ordered fried rice for breakfast, which was much better. Also, they weren't very helpful with arranging island tours, and because no one spoke English very well, they weren't able to explain to me about the saawng thao, 2-row pickup truck, bus on the island system. I had to figure that out for myself later. The restaurant food was good and inexpensive, and there is a convenience store as part of the resort. Because I am usually away from my room during the day, the room was adequate, although a little run down. The rooms are individual bungalow style as seen in this photo. Mine cost 2,200 baht, or around $60 per night without breakfast, which is on the expensive side for 3 stars in Thailand, undoubtedly due to the island location and that this was the high tourist season. My room was located about as far away from the main restaurant and beach area as you could get. The booking site won't tell you about this, so if this is important, you have to contact the resort by phone in advance, or you can put in a request as part of your reservation. Because of my knee injury, I always request a ground floor room. At the main area, there are tables on the beach where food and drinks are served, as well as tables under a roofed area with fans, but the dining area is not air-conditioned. There was a festive party atmosphere at night with a fire show each night. I had a good time here, but I think I could do better with a little more research into accommodations. Here is the lowdown on the bus on the island system, information which any traveler to Koh Samet will find useful. The system uses green 2-row pickup trucks, or saawng thao, literally 2-row, with drivers uniformed in blue t-shirts. The trucks are relatively new and in good condition. There are bus depots as seen in the photo, but the trucks also stop at designated bus stops that have a seat and roof located along the road. The prices are set as seen in the photo of the price list, depending on where you want to go. The lower cost price column on the left is what you will pay if you wait for them to get enough customers to fill a truck. This is also the kind of price you will pay if the truck picks you up while it is passing from a bus stop along the road. The higher price column on the right is what you will pay if you get a truck to yourself so you can leave right away. I literally stumbled upon this bus depot as I was exploring around the resort trying to figure out how to get around the island. I was clueless about all of this at the time initially. I negotiated a 4-hour private saawng thao with driver for 2,000 baht, 500 baht or $15 an hour. I wanted an island tour, and this truck would go to any destination with a road. Since I had a good idea where I wanted to go from advanced research of the island, this would work for me. My driver was a friendly, helpful fellow but didn't speak any English. I thought he understood that I wanted to visit the north end of the island first, but he immediately turned for the south end. Go figure. Roll with the flow is a good motto for traveling in Thailand. I always get a photo of the vehicle, license plate, and driver on these tours in case we get separated. Looks like my guy could use some new pants. Koh Samet is roughly 7 kilometers long by 4 kilometers at its widest point on the north end. That's 4 miles by 2.5 miles. It's only 1/10 of a mile wide at its narrowest point towards the south end. Since it's a small island, 4 hours was plenty of time to visit many destinations. The road along its entire length wasn't completed until 2010. Before that, it was a very rough, washed-out road, not easily passable with a sedan or motorcycle. Our first stop was the southern viewpoint on the island, the Laem Toz Viewpoint. The elevated wooden boardwalk runs alongside the rocky coast and headland. A path leads to the top of the hill with an open field and scattering rocks. Enjoy the gentle sea breeze and beautiful view. This landmark is also an excellent point to view the sunset. The lovely mainland beach is surprisingly peaceful, allowing you to laze or swim in complete privacy. There are a couple of resorts here on the southern end of the island. One is not extremely expensive, in the $100 per night range. The other, having most rooms with their own jacuzzi, is in the $450 to $1,050 range, with suites at over $2,000 per night. Definitely out of my price range. The island scene is Koh Chan off the southern end of Koh Samet. In these two photos taken to the north up the west side of the island, the city of Rayong can be seen in the distance. Rayong is a city on the east coast of the Gulf of Thailand and the capital of Rayong province. As of 2016, the population was estimated at 64,256. The main industry is fishing, and it is also the main producer of Thailand's fish sauce. It is also the center of the chemical and auto industries. In 2012, Ford Motor Company opened an assembly plant in Rayong to expand Ford's presence in the Asin area, employing some 2,200 people. The remaining stops on this day tour of the island are shown on this map. Please refer back to it stop by stop if something particularly interests you. This is stop number 2, the only beach on the west side of the island. The Lima Coco Resort is here on the Ao Prao beach. Ao Prao has 3 upmarket resorts. Lima Coco is the most affordable of these, with rooms at $120 to $220 per night. It has rooms in a variety of categories, climbing up the hill behind the beach. Several private sailboats can be seen anchored off the beach here. A short distance up the road from the Lima Coco is the Ao Prao Sunset Viewpoint. This is a worthwhile stop and is up a short paved side road. These 2 photos are once again towards the north, towards the mainland, showing the northwest coast of Koh Samet. This is stop number 3, Na Dan Pier, the main pier on Koh Samet. If your boat drops you here, you can get a saawng thao to take you to your resort. There is a saawng thao depot here. This is Koh Samet's capital village, and a lot of supplies for the island are dropped off here. There is the 7-Eleven seen here, as well as an Amazon drink shop and other facilities. This is stop number 4, Ao Noi Na Beach. It is located in the most northern part of Koh Samet. Ao Noi Na is a very quiet beach that is great for relaxation, a very beautiful and peaceful place. Here there is neither nightlife, discos, fire shows, or crazy party bars. If you want serenity and calmness, go to Ao Noi Na Beach. To the north is the Cabo Chirimoya photographic viewpoint.